The main goal of international student that they come to Canada and study in Canada and invest their resources in Canada is PR and effectively to become citizens. And in this video, we will talk about the pathways on how to transition from being an international student to PR in Canada. Hello everyone, this is Ricey and this is Quest Canada. The journey to become a permanent resident from being an international student in Canada is dependent on many factors. There are many pathways to be a permanent resident here in Canada. In general though, there are three main or overarching pathways to be a permanent resident here. The first one is to be nominated by a province. Second one is to be nominated by a company. And the third one is to be nominated by the federal government. The processing time of PR currently, after lodging, meaning you have already uploaded, paid, and submitted your documentations to the IRCC, is about 24 months. This therefore means 2 years. The basic criteria is that 1, your school must be DLI or a designated learning institution, and the program must be PGWP eligible. Again, I have to reiterate this, that just because, or not just because, a program is more than 1 year, then it becomes a PGWP eligible automatically. This is not the case. You will have to go to the IRCC website and specifically search for the school being a DLI, and it must not be listed at the IRCC website that the program that you have chosen is not PGWP eligible. There are such cases. Your choice of study and the length of your study also play a fundamental role in your transition from being an international student to being a permanent resident here in Canada. With a 1-year program, you only get a 1-year PGWP, and with a 2-year program, you get a 3-year PGWP. The 3-year PGWP obviously gives you more runway to find your PR nomination, and therefore this makes things easier for you. The program, on the other hand, have got an important and fundamental importance because it has to be a program that is in demand in the province that you decided to study in. Because if it is not in demand in the province that you studied in, then the chances are you will have to move to another province where that program is in demand. And this kind of transition will then delay your PR pathway. And talk about province. Province is another fundamental factor that you have to consider. The province that you must and you should consider to study at must be friendly with international students. And how do you define that? Friendly means that the province should have various PR pathways as options for international students. That's one. And the second is that the province must not be overly competitive in terms of jobs, in terms of peer pathways, because if it is overly competitive, then it's going to be tough on your part to land a nomination. And I actually did a video wherein I compared Ontario versus New Brunswick in terms of living and studying in these provinces. And here in New Brunswick, the province is trying to grow the population via immigration, and this is one of the main reasons that the government is very friendly with international students in their pathway to being permanent residents. I urge you guys to visit the government of New Brunswick website, gnb.ca, and in that website you will find various pathways for international students to be permanent residents. You can also visit our website, that's questcanadaca.com, and we have got various information about Atlantic Canada and New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, on how we live here, the cost of living, the most affordable schools here, and hopefully this information can help you jumpstart your journey to becoming an international student here in Canada. Another factor that utterly affects the transition of an international student to being a permanent resident is if the student has got an OWP or an open work permit holder with him or her, meaning a spouse or a common law, that will move to Canada with the main student, because then if the student or the main applicant studies, the OWP then gets the chance to immediately look for PR pathways. Once the PR nomination is landed, the student then becomes the dependent of the OWP in their PR pathway. If the person is a single person moving to Canada, then the story thoroughly changes, because if you're a single person, then you will have to finish your program and then apply for a PGWP, and then apply for your PR pathway or look for your PR pathway. One thing to go around this scenario though, if you are a single person, is that when you do your internship, if you have internship, then you choose a company that will or that sponsors international students, and that becomes your bridge from being an international student to being a PR. And this is a very common strategy of international students here in Canada. If the company that offers you an internship does not offer sponsorship, then that would be a waste of time. It will be creative and clever to choose a company that will tell you, yes, we sponsor, and you have to be upfront with the company saying that you need sponsorship to be a PR.